Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of this somewhat boring podcast and interesting. Oh, by the way, today after two episodes with no live audience, we got some live audience back, which is amazing. Woo! And we have a guest today, very important guest. But before we get to the guest, though, I'm gonna talk about a few things. It's talking about, this time, fly by very fast. It's been at least 10 or 20 weeks, since I started this podcast with the first season. And every single time I do one interview people, I always get better, and I always learn so many things from my podcast. And sometimes sometimes my role changes from the interviewer to the person being interviewed, and I like that. Now, without further ado, today I want to get you a guest, which is a very special guest. I say that about my every guest because they're all very special guests. And this person, though, very interesting. This guy is a legend in every single way. Very cool person, probably the coolest person very interesting person, very unique soul this person have. And the way and his culture and everything is very interesting. Without further ado, I'm introducing you, Kai.
Hello, everybody. This is Kai. I met Logan very recently, but we've become very close in the recent weeks, months, however long it's been.
So, Kai. So, what? First thing, and I'm very happy to have Kai as a guest.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's been this person also been always wanting to be on be a guest and to be tormented by my by my speech, and today we finally got a chance. Actually, you know what? Cool thing about this podcast, it is so much improv, so many on the spot improvise. When literally was just in the lounge doing our shit, and all of a sudden I don't know why, but I started talking about podcast. Somebody said the word podcast, and as a podcaster of this channel, just word just lingered in my head. And I was like, oh, I didn't do an episode this week. I need to keep this going. Cannot keep my guests waiting. And this guy Kai right here just said, when is he gonna be on the podcast? Is that what you asked? He's like,
yeah, I've been waiting to be on this podcast for a while now. I've been really excited.
So today, right now, we're just giving him what he wants on the spot. He want to be on the guest, and now you're the guest.
Thank you. I am glad to be here.
Now, why don't you tell us how is UVic treating? What do you like about UVic? What do you don't like about the place? Just tell the audience.
Ooh, that is a difficult question. There's definitely many ups and downs at the university. Personally, although this isn't a very popular opinion, I do really like the food that they serve here.
What? No good. No. Keep going. Yeah.
Personally, I think it tastes very good. But yes, as you can tell by the reactions that just happened right now, that is not a very popular opinion.
Yeah.
I do also very much enjoy the classes for the most part. I feel like the profs here are very talented, very kind people.
The classes.
Yeah, the classes. I feel like.
What classes do you go to?
Right now none because I'm on a gap year, but.
Okay.
Yes, but when I was taking classes, I felt like it was a really positive experience.
Okay, now you brought up a very interesting, controversial idea. The cold food, yeah. Why do you like about this? Why do you like about cold food?
Well, I feel like...
Yeah, what's there to like about it?
I do honestly feel like there is a lot of food there that is very high quality.
Okay.
For example, on one hand, my boyfriend ate a taco pizza and then apparently vomited. But
that won't be. Why are you calling that? If they vomit after eating the food, it's not good food.
Because who eats a taco pizza?
Yeah.
Why are they serving it?
Yeah, exactly.
Or a pierogi pizza
Oh,
with
yeah, just sour cream.
sour cream
Yeah.
instead of sauce.
See,
I see.
you see, now I want to throw up. Let's talk about something else. About throwing
see,
up.
I need to make my point. See, when I am a little bit older than the other people here. I was not here when the current dining facility was. It was still in construction, and back then, first year, it was really stressful. And like, back then we called it the mod. The mod was like kind of like the place you go to like hang out with people, have nice food together, and I think it's just like a very kind thing that they've done.
So you're talking about the mod? Are you talking about the cove?
I'm talking about the more like the concept of university dining.
So you don't actually like the food. You just like the concept of the food.
I like both.
What? How? Okay, you know what?
I thought there's maggots in the mod.
Yeah. And you know, I found a piece of tinfoil in my soup in the cove.
That's a hazard.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, moving on. Keep it.
I like the idea.
Yeah, you like the idea. We like the idea
Mhm, it's very communal,
of communal dining.
Mhm.
It could be better. It could be way better.
Could be a
though.
little bit better.
You see, with the cove, it gets boring. It really does. I mean, stir fry is good, but you keep having it. It's gonna be the same. You tried everything, and stir fry. It's not really stir fry. It's just you don't really fry everything. It's just
More stirred than fried.
yeah, more stir than fry. Yeah. Now gotta get to what if you are the headmaster of this university.
Mhm.
If you can change a few things to make this university better, what would they be and why?
That is a difficult one.
Of course, I'm not asking easy question on this podcast. That's what the podcast is for.
Honestly, like this isn't. This is a hard one. Personally, I do kind of wish the university was a little bit bigger. That's not exactly something I can change. It's just, in my personal opinion, I just like big universities. Like for example, the University of British Columbia. I just like the vibe of that, but that's not something I would change about this university. I think UVic is very nice for the size that it is right now.
Yeah, but what are some things you can change though? You cannot change the size of the university. What are some can? Something you don't like about this place.
See, that's difficult because I really love this university. I've lived in this area for a very long time, and it kind of feels like home. Yeah. So honestly,
But there's always room for improvement though. Yeah.
I guess like there's the simple stuff like, let's renovate the buildings and stuff. But honestly, I really like the university the way it is right now.
That's a good answer.
Thank you.
That's a good answer.
That was a good question.
Yeah, and there's not really that many changes you can make. You gotta go through a bunch of
Yeah, because I feel like if there were changes,
regulation, restriction.
Yeah, there's like always if they wanted to change something, they would have done it already. So.
Yeah. Now moving on to you see about culture because you kind of.
Oh, we had a suggestion from
Wait
the
a second.
audience.
Back to the question earlier. We had a tip from the audience.
Yes, we had a tip from the audience that supposedly there's uneven ground somewhere. Oh, I know what uneven means.
Yeah.
The what?
Tree root.
In the trade routes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Tree.
Tree.
How they make all the pavement. Like,
Yeah.
Uneven, and you trip every time you go to class.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Isn't
Yeah.
that just what a fucking tree is?
Language.
So I apologize.
Language. Well, it's too early to say the F word. It's okay for later. It's too early in the show.
Yeah, of course.
Too early in the show. Not there yet. We're not there yet. I'm building you up to that, though. Now, Guy, about culture, you come from you have some very, very, very different culture background, So having that, in Canada, seeing this, what is the culture of your family upbringing? Those culture, what effect do they have on the way you do things and the way you are?
Yes, that's another difficult question. Just because I feel like people talk about living in Canada as like everybody is very multicultural, but I do feel like that's not always the case, or most of the time not the case. Like I feel like we do have many cultures here. I just don't think people always treat it like an actual. They're not deep down actually multicultural. And growing up, it was a little bit difficult to like find my cultural identity.
Find your roots.
Yeah, because I was born here in Canada,
Yeah.
but I did move back and forth a lot between Japan and Canada. And originally, like Japanese, it's my first language. So I went to school in the beginning with absolutely no English. So part of me.
So you did good. You're great now hearing your English. Now I would not believe that you didn't know English in the beginning. It's just,
Thank you.
You see, before we get to that, as we are talking right now, there's initially wind blowing outside, crazy, trees moving, very alarming weather.
Yeah, the weather right now is kind of crazy.
The weather is crazy.
Yeah.
Talk now about back to what you were saying.
Right.
About multi. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm from China. I mean, Asian culture.
Mm-hmm.
Canada, it is very multicultural, but in a way it's not. I mean, Canada is built with multicultural. I mean, it's built with a variety of different cultures.
It is, yeah.
And it cannot live without it. But for example, in Chinese, I don't know if about Asian hate. Over the last few years, I mean, it's been going. It's pretty crazy.
It has been really. I had friends who were afraid to walk down the street when it was like COVID was out, like in its peak, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like. No worries. You see, this is the good thing about this podcast. We don't pause for anything. We just keep on going and just
keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling. Now let's go down a little memory lane, a little emotional things.
Mm-hmm.
See, wait a second, let's do that later. I don't know what I'm gonna say, so we're gonna talk about that later when I come up with a question. Now let's keep talking about. Now when it comes to university with all the good things, you said friends. Let's talk about friendship in university. What's the difference between university friendship and for example, high school or middle school friendship? What do you think is the difference there?
That's a good question. I might need a second to think on.
We'll get back to this. We'll get back to this question.
Well, I could answer now. Just maybe like 2 seconds. 1, 2. Honestly, what I really like about university friendships compared to high school friendships is. Well, this isn't exclusive. This is just my experience.
Yeah, exactly. That's all about opinion. Everybody have. That's why I ask my guests similar questions, but I always got different answers. They're always very different perspective. So instead of coming up with different questions, ask the same question to different people.
Yeah, right. I feel like for me personally in high school, I did go through several different friend groups, but like the speed at which I was doing that was quite different. Like for example, I had friends throughout like my entire high school like experience, but when it came to like, for example, the people that were sitting in the lounge at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I met you guys all like 2 months ago, and like now we're like always hanging out.
Yeah, 2 months ago. Yeah. Some of us 1 or 2 weeks ago. Some of us 2 months ago. Some of us longer. Just in a
like,
short amount of time.
I know some people can go through friends like very quickly. Like you can meet someone and then like a week later you're really really close. But
then
I feel like it's just the environment of university being like everybody's coming here from different backgrounds, different places. It's all new. We're all kind of nervous a little bit, and then I feel that kind of brings people together.
Yeah.
And now we have an amazing community like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be what I would say is the difference between high school and university friendships.
I definitely agree with that, and I think the most interesting thing about university friendship is you kind of see them more, right? You see them, you see them in all different kind of ways. And,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and,
Especially in residence.
I mean, I stayed in a boarding school in high school, so like
Oh,
that.
right.
In university, there's less rules or restrictions. You see people for who they really are
Mm-hmm.
in a way, and people. For example, when we are talking, some of us in this room know Spanish. Some of us people in this room is know
British?
Yeah, learning Russian. Some people is talking in sign language, which I absolutely don't understand. And all like you have like 2-3 conversations going on at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
really cool. Yeah, and
Yeah.
university too. It brings people together.
It really does, especially the struggles that we go through. Like it really like going through it together. I feel like really brings people together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm repeating myself, but like yes, in high school that happens, but I feel like more so in university.
And in university, you kind of have more free. You gotta think about more things to do with your life, with your time. And
yeah, like it's the first time you have to pay tuition or
I don't have to.
deal with Emily behind my back.
I'm international. I never have to. I never have to worry about that because that's
Isn't
what.
it more for international?
Yeah, but I don't have to really. My parents, I don't really have to worry about, which is a good thing that I don't have to worry about, which good and bad. Parents in China, we gotta, it all depends on the mood of parents. Because I cannot work yet. See, I really want to. I can illegally work.
You did mention that the student visa stuff.
Yeah, student visa stuff, and now with friendship deeper than that. Would you agree that if you take away friendships in university, you take away friendship, you take away love, you take away being crazy, you take away being drunk, university won't be that interesting?
Honestly, I don't think most people would agree with me, but I do think that if you take away all of that stuff, I would still fully enjoy university.
But without all the joy though, without all the friendship, all the love interest, all the crazy evenings, do you still think it will be? I don't think it will be still be that interesting. It'll become boring. It will be high school, middle. It will be middle school.
Honestly, maybe I wouldn't have gone this far without the friendships for sure.
But if you strip that away, pretend if you strip that away,
that is a.
because some people are literally experiencing that.
Yeah.
As we are speaking about this scenario.
That's a difficult question to answer because I feel like it's a gray area. Like, yes, it would be less interesting, but honestly, I really enjoy the education I'm getting here.
Now back to the beginning. I said about before introducing you. I said on my podcast, sometimes I like to be questioned too for people to answer. So if you have any question you want to ask me, go ahead. I'm also ready to be challenged with some crazy, interesting, funny questions.
Well,
because yes, it is my podcast, but when I have a guest, it is theirs too. It is, it's not just all about me. It's about them.
right, you can't just have a one-person conversation. So.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm curious. How has university how have you felt so far? Because
It got better. It got better and better. Without getting into details, without mentioning any names or things. It's second term. I enjoy second term better. With all of you guys, all the friend groups, everything. For second term, you start you go through first term, you know people more, you know more people, you meet more people, and you start to feel like home. And first term for me, the beginning, it was the first 2 weeks was easy. I'm university, family free, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm in university now. Wow. Then and you go through things that you don't go through in high school or middle school. I have a very easy schedule, so I gotta think about what do I do with my time. Which sometimes when you have too many free time, could be sad, could be very kind of worrying. Could be thinking, what am I gonna do for this 5 hours? What am I gonna do?
That's
right?
a good point.
And when I get to second term, though, I'm enjoying it better. It's getting better.
Yeah, and we got lots of friends here. We got more used to the environment, I'm guessing.
More used to the environment, and also I haven't been back to my home, my real family, for more than a year.
That must be it.
Yeah, more than a year. So with you guys here, it's definitely it's better. It takes me back to high school dorm when everybody's gonna. But high school when everybody's sort of forced to be talking, do activities together with with stuff. with the program and everything. In university, you kind of do that yourself. You're
Right, yeah. I guess we more like this group came together naturally.
Naturally, yeah. And I think there's something magic, something magnificent about it.
I think it is beautiful, yeah.
Like, for example, about this, now asking you, what did you think of all the birthday parties we had?
Well,
that brings all of us closer together.
That was really fun. We, sorry for context, listeners. We had a few birthday parties recently.
We're gonna leave out the detail, the close details of the the names. With two people in this room, we celebrated their birthday. And there'll be more to come in the future.
Yes, we will be having a few more in the next few weeks. But yes, that is for context. But yeah, it's like really amazing seeing how I haven't had so much fun.
Yeah, someone was just trying to murder somebody with a pen as we were talking. Keep going.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see how everybody just laughing, smiling, throwing around balloons.
Yeah.
And we always get a cake from Dairy Queen, and it's just like
we're not gonna talk about what's in the balloon. We're
not
gonna talk about what the balloon looks like. We're just balloon. Just balloon.
We got the cake. We always get a cake from Dairy Queen, and it's just really beautiful to see all these people coming together. And before this, I think none of us actually knew each other.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we know, but it's it get. I mean, birthday parties, it brings people more closer together.
Yeah, it was really good.
And about birthday party, party doesn't have to be with 100 people or 50 people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes the best party is with 5 or 10 people that you really enjoy being with and just doing some simple activity with them. That could be better than going out with 100 people dancing.
I totally agree. I would much rather have a small, maybe 5 to 10 people than a crazy 100 people party.
Yeah, now it's birthday. Oh, you wanna about the cake? What do you like about what do you think is special about those 2 cakes?
The 2 cakes that we had.
Yeah, the design. Especially talk about the design of the 2 cakes.
Well, I guess again for context, listeners, when we got the cakes from Dairy Queen, they were very personalized.
Yeah.
So that's what I love most about them. But I love that they were humorous cakes. They had funny little images on them. But I love that we put just the whole group put so much thought into what went on it.
Yeah, we actually and how we managed to put a party up in short amount of time. We come out, we do it. It's a very cross planning. We do it. It's a very very fast process.
Yeah, and the whole group coming together just to celebrate this one person's day, and it's really great.
And I think this also kind of makes us feel like the term is going faster, right? You mean it's going on it's almost like every single weekend we have something that food. I think sometimes it gives you something to look forward to.
Definitely.
When you're drowning yourself within quiz, tests, midterms, homework, assignments, and all the university BS, that really helps. Really helps.
Really does.
Yeah, it really helps. Interesting things about universities, but there's some boring. There was somebody just drew something on their hands. I don't know what it is. It looks nice. New tattoo. Okay, now getting back to this now I'm gonna. What do you want to know? What are you also curious for? Because I like to be questioned too.
Of course, yeah. Honestly, now that you're in your first year of university and you've gone through your first term, you're in your second term.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice to anybody
listening
about what to do in your first term, first year
Advice:
of university?
be yourself.
Be yourself.
Don't be afraid to be who you are, and don't think you're the only person who don't have friends. Some people say they're the only person who is. You see everybody having fun with somebody else, and you feel lonely. Don't ever feel that, and don't. You gotta have a good balance. And you have to eat healthy and exercise. I mean, it's hard to eat healthy in university, but you gotta try. You gotta put on the effort to be healthy when it comes to university.
Right,
Especially
so-
with the bad code food.
Yeah, we'll get to
So,
that.
like,
We'll get to that. No, we're giving advice to people. We don't want to scare people away. We don't want to scare people away. So,
So like,
people run from UVic. Don't come here. Every new listener, if you're thinking about coming here, run away. The cold will murder you. No, we're not doing that. We're not talking about that. So we're giving them positive advice they can take.
well,
So-
it is good to
so-
talk about the negatives.
Yeah, but advice. So, be yourself.
Mhm.
And don't be afraid to do something crazy, and don't be afraid to make friends, because if you don't make the first move to make friends, people is not gonna come to you. You gotta be active. You gotta be doing things. You know, you like don't lock yourself in your room all day.
No, I really like that.
Another advice I would give is mental health and emotional things are way more important than grades. Grades in university very important too, but you don't want to have a good grade and have a horrible body or have a horrible health or have horrible mental emotional issues just for the good grades, right? You want to be able to. Somebody just threw a paper here, yeah, which I'm not gonna grab. I'm gonna grab it later. And this paper is throwing.
But
So back to the advice. Give me one moment, and I'm finished business to take care of.
of course, yeah.
That's a good throw. Okay. Now back to the lesson at hand. Advice. Another advice that I wish I'd known. Wish somebody gave it to me when I first got in here is. You might be thrown. Somebody might throw a candy can at your arm. That's one advice. When you're in the lunch, don't go. Wear something heavy so you don't get hurt from a candy can. That's a good advice.
I like that.
No. Ideally though, no. Seriously though, an advice I will give myself, if I know, is don't anticipate your university life to be too good. Don't anticipate it to be bad, but don't anticipate it as it to be too good. You go in, if it's not going the way you want it to go, because you see it as a very high standard, you're gonna be disappointed. And when you get disappointed, what you do, you get depressed, you get sad, you start to lock yourself down. That's no way to live. That's nowhere to live. University, who says university have to be boring? Who says university, in university, I mean, we're having the best years of our life right now. Not the best, but we're having the teenagers year, 18, 19, 20, 17, all those, those years are the time you can do crazy things and be who you are, and then you gotta be able to have story. Right now in universities, do something that's memorable for you and for people, and be nice.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Don't be racist. Well, advice for 2024, 2023 students. Don't be racist. Be open-minded. Be very open-minded. Don't ever be racist. Try all the food. Try everything. That's it. That's what you gotta do.
Do you believe in you brought up like the teenage years, best years of our life kind of thing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't totally say teenage years are necessarily always going to be the best years of your lives, but it is like the crazy years, right?
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree with doing all that crazy teenage stuff, like getting drunk, climbing up on a roof and yelling?
I'm not gonna. I don't recommend it, but why? But getting drunk when you're. If you don't, it's a story. It's something for you to
tell your grandkids.
Tell yourself or tell your friends. For something, if you wanna.
But everyone should drink legally, guys.
Yeah, legally. Even though there's some illegal drinker in this room, we don't promote drinking well. We don't promote drinking while recording. So that gotta go later. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
We'll do that later. We don't promote. You see, you asked a very tricky question to answer. See, a safe answer, official answer to that question will be no. I don't promote. I don't think it's a good idea. But the real answer, the truth, is do it. But don't be that drunk. Drink, but don't get drunk.
Yeah.
Even if you get drunk with people you know, and don't get drunk at a party. Don't drink with people you know who will care for you, who will make sure you get to wherever you are safely. That's important. Now, my turn to ask the question. You asked me 2 questions in a row. Now when it comes to you, okay. So about life. What is it? I mean, when you think about crazy, what do you think? What's your opinion on the question you just asked me about being crazy at teenager years? Yeah, we are all teenage dirtbags after all. We all have our teenage dirtbag. That's the song, teenage dirtbag. Sorry. We got some candy can fighting going on. Even though it's 10 months until Christmas, we got some candy can fighting. Yeah. We'll pause. We'll be right back. Now let's switch to commercial.
With that one.
Guys, here still continue the weather of Vancouver Island keep disappointing us as the wind blowing and people on the island are struggling to live their life as university continue. And now we can switch back to live feed with our guests after the short commercial break.
Right, so you asked me how I feel about living that young and dangerous lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I have a very different perspective to yours because
that's totally understandable. That's all about podcasts. Is I want to be talking to people who are different. I mean, who think different than me. I don't want to be talking to myself.
Of course, yeah. I know you said, of course, at the end of the day, be safe, which I totally agree with. But I do personally have a very short-term view of the world.
What do you mean by that?
I'll often do things that, I know I'm going to regret later on. Drinking too much or going to parties I probably shouldn't be going to.
But that's what, to me personally, that's what teenage years are for.
I agree with that. Yeah.
We have regrets, of course, but, that's...
Yeah.
It's like in a movie, you need different kind, you need all part of the story or character. You need something to fall back on as a person. I was watching this interview that day of this person in a show, and this guy won his character to experience loss because he's sad and have regrets because it's in a long running show. You gotta have those things to fall back on when you grow up to a certain age. I definitely agree with you that sometimes it's not really good when it comes to this short-term fun. It impacts the long-term, but sometimes for fun though, you gotta go crazy. You gotta regret. It's some regrets, but safely. Safely go crazy. Don't do crazy things just to be crazy. That's no good. Now, what were you saying? Don't worry. We will now. We got some news about the sports. Cristiano Ronaldo still keep doing a good job in the new club, El Nasa.
We do also have.
Oh, now we're back. Now we're back on live feed.
We are now transferring to a short side interview for Simone.
No. One guess at a time. One guess at a time. Okay.
Return to Finley.
No.
Yeah.
He's a
Finley better guess. Then returning to Emily.
Yeah.
Emily. Okay, Emily.
You know what I'm currently doing?
Yeah. What are you currently doing?
I'm currently sucking on a candy cane until it gets really sharp so I can stab Simone.
Yeah.
Why are you gonna stab it?
If you stop me, I'm gonna stab you with it.
So what's up, Logan?
What's up?
Yeah.
It's a very
How about it's my turn to interview you?
very uneventful with a very uneventful change. Guys, we just heard with very sad news. With very sad news, I announce you the missing of my previous guest. We will keep you updated, hoping the best. We got a new guy here trying to interview you. What do you have to say? I'm open for questions.
Am I interviewing you?
Yeah, you want to interview me, yeah?
Okay. So Logan, what does the concept of hero mean to you?
Oh, I asked you that question last time.
Yeah.
Concept of hero mean to me is, for example, first we need to understand what do you mean by hero? What's a hero? A hero to me,
Yeah, what does a hero mean to you?
a hero is some person you look up to who do things you won't think people can do, and who can always wrap things up in a good way and save everybody. But also a hero is also a person who goes through a lot of shit and deal with it, right? Because heroes are not perfect. Heroes are not perfect.
I agree.
They have fraud.
And when you talk about heroes, do you picture a more fictional hero or a more like real person?
You know what I like to say?
Yeah?
I mix them both.
Yeah?
I like to mix them both.
Yeah, 'cause
Fictional and fictional, because
Yeah.
fiction comes from real life.
that's true.
I mean, some sci-fi story from very, very long time ago. A lot of those things already come true, or are coming true.
And you know The Simpsons?
Yeah, Simpsons. That's not really.
But
now-
lots of that has come true.
we will get back to Emily now. With happy,
Bye, everyone.
with happy news, we announce the previously missing guest has returned safely. Yeah, now we switch back to you.
It is great to see you all again.
Yeah, what were you saying earlier?
Could you repeat the question?
Should I? Do I want to repeat the question? I don't. Yeah, I will repeat the question.
Thank you very much.
I said what are your idea? Okay, well, okay, I know what we're talking about. So Kai, what's your concept? What's your concept of heroes?
Could you repeat that?
What's your concept of heroes?
Oh,
What do you think is a hero? What's a hero to you?
a hero to me is honestly someone like. Could I specify? Is it like more
so a
one
hero? Just a word hero.
Just hero?
General hero.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like the heroes that I have in my life aren't, superheroes or political figures who did something really amazing or anything like that. Honestly, my heroes are my friends, to be honest. Which I know isn't how most people would see heroes.
No, I would see a hero like that. See, I actually don't like the. Okay, I'm not. I'm okay. Actually, I don't think. I'm not really. I don't 100% like the term superhero.
Yeah.
I mean, I think superhero, they have fraud. The reason they are good, if you like them, is because you can relate to them in a way. When someone is perfect, have no fraud, there's no relate to that. I mean, everybody have their own panels in them.
Yeah.
Dark side. Everybody have that. Everybody have that murder idea in their head, and everybody have the idea to be the police. It's just, everybody does. I think the perfect hero to me is someone who can be like, oh, okay, I'm not a good person. I'm not a great guy. I done some crazy stuff in my life. I hurt some people. I broke a few glasses. I broke a few cars. I drink too much or whatever. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it right.
Yeah, and I take back what I said about me thinking I'm different from other people for having friends as heroes. I feel like a lot of people have friends as heroes.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
are
about heroes. There's a lot of different kind of heroes.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
word heroes is really. But you know who's my hero? The most. Actually, my biggest hero is Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
But my hero, let's see, that hero. This is very important. What I'm gonna say next.
Right.
Pay attention to what I'm gonna say next. It's very important. See, my hero is always me in 10-year time. That's the person I'm chasing.
Right.
I'm stealing this from Matthew McConaughey when he said at his Oscar, an Oscar, Matthew McConaughey, the guy who always say all right, that guy. At his Oscar, he said about his hero. He said his hero is always him in 10-year time. That's always he's who is chasing. It's always yourself. Your hero should always sometimes should be always yourself. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes yourself, you're better than people. You can be your own hero. You're like, if you cannot even be your own hero, how can you protect people? If you cannot even save your life and get everything in your life together, how can you be telling people? For example, a police officer, drug a narcotic police officer. If he's a drug addict, how can he be arresting drug dealers and telling drug dealers not or drug addicts not do drugs when he's doing drugs?
That's true, yeah. And like, I feel like with heroes,
Yourself. Sometimes I haven't finished what I mean. What I mean when I say my hero is always me in 10-year time, is because it gives me something to look up to.
yeah, like a goal.
Yeah, like a goal. Like a goal, exactly. You see, that is when you gotta challenge your inner demon to tell yourself you're a hero. Don't when people are annoying you, just take it. Just take it. Exactly. See, that's what heroes do. They don't fight back. When they can, they know they can destroy somebody, but they won't. They will do it in a very polite human.
And only when they have to.
See, I don't like super. See, I like Spider-Man, and I like Spider-Man, Batman, and and Wind Better. I don't really like Superman that well, because Superman he's too good.
No, I totally
Got
agree.
too many powers. That guy. You see?
Yeah, but he's too much of like a perfect figure. Like,
He is a superhero, super, and I don't think. I don't really get the whole part of superhero hiding their identity. Just be like Iron Man, just tell people who you are, so they can trust you. You don't have to. If you're already hero can be one, don't need to hide it. But sometimes. No, ask me something. What do you want to ask?
Well, I kind of want to add to this current topic.
Yeah.
Do you feel like?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you feel like sometimes we have heroes because it's like what you said about yourself in 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes heroes are people who inspire us, and like it's like what we aspire to be.
Yeah, people you look up to them because you want to become them. You want to look up to people. You see your parents do something. I want to grow up like my dad. I want to grow up like my mom. I want to like my uncle, family, whatever. It's because they make you see the future. You make me, like when you're wondering. Like I agree with it. When you're drunk in the dark in the middle of the night, you think of those people. They made it. Wow, they made it. They go through struggle. They made it. Why can't I? I was a hero too sometimes. You gotta look deeper than how good they are. You gotta look at the struggle they go through. They go through struggle to become who they are. The same as people like The Rock. He goes through exercise. He goes through training. He goes through pain when he was wrestling. Jackie Chan, that guy. He has so many he broke every single bone in his body to be whoever he is
went
right
through
now.
some really intense stuff.
Everything intense, and everybody we look up to. Sometimes we saying about people who's chasing really, you know what I mean, when they're like pop star, they chase, they spend all their time on. Don't do that. You gotta look. You like somebody, you really admire someone. You also gotta look at how the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta look up the struggle, and when shit happens to them, don't just say, oh, I don't like this guy anymore because of this, because of that.
Yeah, but like, it's like you gotta recognize.
I also think that like unnoticed.
Exactly. We got.
Hi.
Hello, this is Simone. We got some.
I just want to add. I just was gonna say. I think also unnoticed
Yeah.
heroes are like.
They are the
really
best. They are the best heroes.
Admirable. I feel like.
Unnoticed.
Ones that are unnoticed, because like.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Sabine. Like some people, yeah, like when you are crossing the street and you're almost get hit by a truck and somebody just showed up and help you cross it. Hey, stop your car. And that is unnoticed. That's a hero that we should see. The word hero. Everybody is a hero. Everybody is a hero to somebody else. Everybody, yeah. Everybody is a hero. Everybody can be a hero. You don't have to be 10 feet tall with muscles. I don't know how to fly to be a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think a really good example of that is when COVID was at its peak. People did talk about nurses as heroes.
Yeah,
but
they are. I mean, think about them. They wear all those. They wear the production clothes every single day, and being on the front line and being in the front line. And I mean, they are heroes. I mean, literally, they are white. What do they call them? They call them white angels.
Yeah, and like people definitely acknowledge that, you know, like the nurses, the hospitals, they were doing a lot to help people, but it's not like every individual person was getting recognition for what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the world runs on just nurses.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, like
Now, it's time thinking. We're at the last stage of this podcast. Before we're the last two stages of this podcast.
okay.
First, now we're gonna talk about getting strong, getting attacked by a paper with smell. That's very interesting. Yeah, no. Back to what I was talking
Right.
earlier. You said something earlier though when it comes to life. See, I don't think it's even life. You know, the more we live it, the more I live it. Sometimes the better it gets. You know, life really with age and with university, I think, with teenage especially, it's like a fine red wine that takes wine that it gets better as year goes on. It's
Right. Yeah.
It's not like beer. It's tasty, but it's good for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, with this, it's always good. It's good. You know, the longer I live life, the better I think I understand it. The more I know what to do about things.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it gets.
It always gets better.
Well, I would say life goes up and down.
Yeah, but it always get better and it get worse and it get better. See, life is not a. For some people it is. For some people, there is people who is just this. But if it's just this, when something bad happens to them, when they fall down, they're gonna crash because there's a paper under here. And I don't know if it's throw it. Who was that? That's not. He's not even. Yeah, he's not even there either. Yeah. Yeah.
It's me.
That's a good hit though.
I feel like as you get older, maybe if your life like is going up and down, sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad, but you gain like an appreciation.
There's always a sunshine. There's always a rainbow after the rain. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though it sounds like cliche.
Yeah.
It sounds like you know, sounds like saying to her, sounds like catchphrase, sounds like saying to her different times. But sometimes you know, when a person is feeling horrible, out of all the things you can say to people, to me personally, when I'm going down, the only thing, or there's one sentence that's gonna make me feel better is you're gonna be alright, or you're gonna be okay. Even though it's very cliche, very simple, very not organized, or very not calculated. But sometimes that's the truth. When people tell me, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna get through this. As you said, it goes through up and downs.
Yeah.
But it's not always down, it's never gonna be all the way down. You see, in your brightest moment, that's when things start happening to you. You gotta be able to handle, you gotta be able to say, okay, I'm doing great now. Got what I want. But I cannot be too cocky. I cannot be too I cannot think my life is gonna be this good forever. I gotta be prepared for something when something shit happens down. It's not gonna affect me. It's not gonna drown me. I worked so hard to get to where I am today. I'm not gonna let somebody I'm not gonna let life to you know just because of one trouble I'm not gonna just fall because of that.
I do have a little bit of a different perspective on that.
Yeah, go ahead and say it.
I think you have a very hardworking mentality, but for me personally, I feel like it's more about no matter what point in life you're at right now. It's like I'm trying to find the right way to say this. I guess I see it less as trying to achieve some goal and more about appreciating what you already have. Personally.
Yep, exactly. And also being yeah.
Yeah, like
by
it's good to have a
I know,
hardworking
yeah.
mindset, but like
enjoying what you have rather than like.
But you gotta, but yeah, I agree. You gotta enjoy what you have, but sometimes you gotta look long term though. You cannot, you know, I mean, you got something finally. You're like you're happy now. You enjoy the moment. I live for the moment sometimes, but sometimes it's beyond that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
Life
a
is not.
balance.
Yeah,
between
it's a
the
balance.
two.
It's a good balance. It's not just like a. Wait a second. I'm gonna find something real quick.
Oh, go, yeah.
I'm gonna quote Fast and Furious.
Cast.
No, he's gonna quote.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Golden.
No.
Personal contacts.
No, I don't.
Why am I not on top, but she is? This is
Because you.
Racist.
They're both white.
He's a ginger.
yeah, not human actually.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is a clip.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time. Nothing else matters, not the mortgage, not the store.
Wait a second.
I live my life.
Okay, wait a second. I used to. Okay. Sometimes, yeah. That was Paul Walker's last Fast and Furious. After this movie, Paul Walker died. So sad movie, yeah.
So there's a lot of like emotional meaning to this movie.
Can I say something? This whole thing is actually a tribute to the other guy, the guy by the beach, the family. So like he passed away. Yeah, tribute.
Oh, so this was made after.
You know the song "See You Again"?
It's
It's been a while. Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
it's from
Creative.
Oh, so this was made after the actress died. Yeah.
But okay, let me see. So basically, in this, you know, in the first Fast and Furious when they were young, this guy said, "I live my life a quarter mile an hour, a quarter mile by a quarter mile. I don't worry about anything. Come off to the drive. I do crazy things, you know." But after all the things he goes through, he says, "You know, now he said, I used to live my life a quarter mile by an hour. Now I'm more careful about it. I still enjoy life. I still enjoy racing cars, but they enjoy more about the family, about the appreciate." I think sometimes what things is we need. What I was trying to say is sometimes we need to appreciate. As we're enjoying the moment, the joy and the good things, we need to appreciate the struggle that we've been through to get here.
Yeah. Yeah, like.
Appreciate the storms and everything that we got. Every time we see a rainbow, without the storm, it won't be there.
Yeah, no, that's.
I mean, when the light at the end of the tunnel, I mean, you see light every single day, but it's something different when you go through slow, when you go through a long, hard ass tunnel. You see it. There's a difference.
I do agree with that, but I think there's, sometimes there's some beauty in the rain too.
It is. There's beauty. Exactly. There's beauty in the rain. There's beauty in everything. There's beauty in all the moments, even in the worst moment of your life. There's good things about it. I think we go through things for a reason, no matter what. I don't, I believe in everything. I believe in everything. I know there's a reason for everything that happened. It happened for a reason. It happened. We know people for a reason. You know, there's some power, some higher power, whatever.
Something brought us all here together right now.
Game or whatever. Yeah, something. You know, there's something. And it's when it's father, exactly.
Yeah, like what crazy force brought me and you to like if you told me like 6 months ago I'd be on a podcast right now, I would not have believed you.
If you tell me 6 months ago I will be constantly trying to be not single, I wouldn't believe it. Like, no way, that's not who I am, man. That's not who I am. But now I will say I think you're right. So now we are at the last stage of this podcast.
Right.
We're gonna share some music that we enjoy. Just play a 30-second on the phone.
Oh, 1 second.
And as you try, I want to bring my guitar here.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pause. I think so. Oh.
Whoa, that's spicy. That is very spicy. Okay. Hi. So now after a short break, you will share a song. Just play a few parts, then I will share, and we'll end today's episode with a little bit of guitar, singing a little bit of original freestyle.
Personally,
What song are you currently favorite right now?
well, is it okay if I play a song that's not necessarily my favorite, but one that has meaning to me?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean by favorite. Is some songs that mean something to you.
Sure. Let me just test the audio really quick. There we go. So I chose this song not because it's a song I listen to myself particularly often, but it does mean a lot to a very kind person in this room, and she showed me this, and it gives me good memories. So here we go.
Yeah. Play the middle. Are you gonna play the whole song?
No.
Okay.
And as
This song that I read, tell us why you choose this song.
Yes, so
and the name of the song.
So the song is called Suzume. It's by a band called Radwimps. I believe there is a collaborator, but I don't know at the moment. And for one, it means a lot to someone that I've gotten pretty close with recently, and also the band Radwimps is has a lot of. I have a lot of history with it. It has a very special place in my heart. So, yeah, that's why I've chosen this song.
Great. Yeah, wow. Very emotional. Very emotional. You should start your own podcast. This guy, amazing. I gotta have my hands one day, and this guy can take my place. Amazing.
I'm just happy to be on yours. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
This song I'm played by one of my favorite bands, Hootie and the Blowfish.
Mm.
And one of their songs, so it's called When I'm Lonely. I really like the idea of this song. This song,
Mm-hmm.
This song When I'm Lonely, talking about all those days. It's just a few days till Sunday, a few days till Monday. we are like, for example, right now I was thinking it's 10 months until Christmas, 10 months and 20 days.
Yeah, I really like how it's like looking forward.
Looking forward, but it's also saying how time fly by and how you sort of think about things in life. I'm saying,
Oh, yeah.
What song you want to share next? What's your next pick?
Ooh.
Or should I do one first, then you can?
Yeah, that might work.
Okay.
Better. I need a second.
Yeah, this is a very my favorite. The next song I'm gonna share is very emotional, very sad. It's one of my favorite songs. I think it's called "Scar Tissues" by Red Hot Chili Peppers. This song have a very special spot for me.
Sorry. See, I like about this song, "Scar Tissue," is it's very sad. About, I mean, scar tissues are things you don't really pay attention. You don't really pay attention to scar tissue in your body, but they make up who you are and they talk about mistake, talk about heartbreak, saying, your turn. Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean though. Like, it is a really nice song, and I like what you said about like scar tissue, and it's part of who you are.
So I mean, we cannot live without them.
Well,
Scar tissue. If you take away all the scar tissue in your body, no.
Let's find the best part of this. Here we go.
Okay.
So this one, it has a lot of emotional significance to me.
Okay.
Back in my first year of university, I was in a pretty dark place, and this is one of the songs I would listen to.
Okay.
This is the part that I like.
I like the video. It looks really cool.
It is really pretty, yeah. Yeah, it has a lot of, I don't know, it was when I first
like to
came
go
to
back to
university. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, there's a lot of lines, like, it's about talking, like, all these new people.
You see, guys, as much as I wanted this to go on, but it's, an hour passed.
Oh yeah, we have to go for a while.
And I'm gonna end today with a little bit of, with two songs.
Oh, of course.
Original. The first one is a song that I wrote last week. It's called "Sitting Here Without You." Now you guys can talk about it. Okay. This song is called "Sitting Here Without You." It's for people missing the one they love. They're doing the thing they always do, but without the person they always want to do with. Okay, here you go. Waiting for the movie, waiting for the show, sitting on the front row, sitting here without you, looking at the stars that look so far, driving in this old car, driving with these scars, waiting for the rain, waiting for the night, tears on the bed, tears, cause I'm so sad. Waiting for that call, waiting for so long. Running to the middle of nowhere. Running from things I don't run. Waiting for the movie, waiting for the train, waiting for a thing, writing another song, writing sun walls down. Waiting for the movie, waiting for the show, sitting at the front row, sitting here with that original. That's the song I wrote a long time ago, and I'm gonna do and I end today with a little freestyle right song on the spot right here.
I really love that song though, because I can tell that you put a lot of emotion into it.
Yeah, I always putting emotion in my writing.
Oh, so this is freestyle?
Original. I saw the train on the station, and they're all alone by myself. And yesterday, I was reading a book from the shelf, and now I'm alone here. That's not the song. Now we go. That was a warm up. Okay, here we go. Original. Isn't it funny how we just meet people every day? And isn't it more ironic that some of them stay and some of them leave? And we spend so many times figuring out who we are and why are we here, where are we going to? And those are questions we've been asking ourselves since the beginning of the dawn. And we still think about it when we go to bed at night. Not talking about going to bed at night and sleeping alone again, and I don't think I'll fall asleep. But I don't know why. Say sometimes I wish I'm that little bird flying in the sky. So you don't have any worry. All you have to do is try to fly high. And all you have to think about what kind of bark he eat today. And what I have to think about is how do I survive? Now as this night goes on, this tune run down. I don't know why I'm writing this down. See, no one will even hear this song, but I'm writing it, and I got a few bills I wanna say. Everything is gonna be okay, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it. And this song, if you're listening to this, you know that I love you. I'm not telling you that I don't know how to. Isn't it funny how we just meet people every day? And isn't it more funny that some of them stay and some of them leave, and we don't know why, we don't even know how, but this is how it always go, I guess. And so right now I'm saying goodbye. Doesn't mean I won't come back, doesn't mean I will stay, but I'm saying a goodbye when I can, cause I gotta go. Got all the shit to deal with today, my friend. Some people gotta pay the rent, some people are spending money like they're nothing. It's that's life, I guess. So one last time. Isn't it funny how we just meet people every day? Some of them they spend time and they stay, some of them just leave. And sometimes we have a chance to wave goodbye, but sometimes we don't even have a chance to say goodbye. Everybody With this song. Good night. And the person listening at this right now, just know that you're loved. Somebody cared for you somewhere. And I know sometimes it's hard to believe that you're lovable, but every single body is. And I know some people, whether outside or in this room, sorry, there's a few last words to say before I say goodbye. It's a few last midnight songs. You know, we always, sometimes we judge ourselves too much. I mean, we're all ourselves worst critics. You know, we think we're not good enough. We think we're not pretty enough. We think we're not strong enough. We think this, we think that. But sometimes you just gotta live it, to tell a story, to live it. I mean, stop making yourself tired and driving yourself crazy with all those scenarios that you create in your head of what people will think of you. Just go ahead and do it and live this life. You know, the funny thing is, as I'm telling you this, I'm judging myself in my head at the moment. Everybody is. But sometimes you just gotta live your life and go ahead and do it. And never mix beer with rum.
Don't do that.
And good. Thank you, Kai. I almost said Finley. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you for having me, Logan.
Thank you, Kai. About Finley. Happy birthday to Finley. And with Kai, thank you for being my guest. It was nice having you.
Yeah, I was really glad to be on the show.
And now my catchphrase. I don't know karate, but I know karate.